Okay, today is Wednesday, June 12th, and school let out about a week ago, and there's like a whole nother week before summer school starts, so I'm taking advantage of this to clean up my kitchen, and the break time is a good time for me to get my kitchen at least cleaned up. But yesterday, I stopped by a thrift store, kind of like a Goodwill or a Salvation Army type thing. The one I went to was called Thrift and Dollar, but just like a Goodwill, it had these plates on sale, and they use these special colored price tags, and because they use these special colored price tags, all of the price tags that I chose were of a color where, so this says it's supposed to be $3, but the red ones were on sale and the yellow ones were on sale for half price. So all of these plates, each plate only cost $1.50 instead of the $3. So that's one neat thing about thrift stores, is they frequently discount their stuff if the price tag is a certain color. But the hack that I want to show you is I've been cooking meats. This is an 11-inch plate, and these are all 9-inch plates. If they would have had more 11-inch plates, I would have bought more. I have over here 2 other 11-inch plates, but what I've found is that I will frequently run out of plates a little after midweek. When I'm driving the school bus, I don't have a lot of time to wash dishes. So my dishes are likely to stack up until the weekend, when I can get home and wash them all as a group. And I'm washing them by hand. I don't have a dishwasher. So buying more plates should mean that next year I'll be able to get through probably the whole week before I have to wash all those plates thoroughly. I do rinse them off so that I don't have, I'm not attracting pests. But what I do with these is I build a covered, what is that called? A covered roaster. So this is a roasting pan, and what I had done years ago, man, that's super rusted. I should probably throw that out. The grate, the screen thing there, I should probably throw that out. But anyhow, what I had done years ago was I would put turkeys. I would put a turkey on this. Grate, and then I could cover. Sometimes the cover would sit open just a little bit until the turkey started to cook down, and then it would seat nicely, and then that steam that builds up in there would cook the turkey beautifully. And I can tell you that those turkeys that I cooked in there didn't have to do anything to them. Just with the turkey cooking in its own juices would taste delectable. It was wonderful turkey. And so I tried an experiment to see, okay, so the turkey just barely fit in here and it would cook beautifully. But if I put smaller things like chicken legs in there, the chicken legs wouldn't be as tender or moist as the turkey was. So I hypothesized that if I could shrink this down so that it was just barely bigger than the chicken that I was cooking, then I might have delectable chicken. So something like this is still too big for the amount of chicken that I cook. But if I use something like this, where I can put six chicken legs on here and then cover, and this is the key point. Let's see if I can set that. Okay, so this down here is a 11-inch Pyrex plate, and what I'm putting on top of that 11-inch diameter Pyrex plate is a 9-inch Pyrex, or it's not actually Pyrex, is it? I think this is an Anchor plate. I think it's made by the company Anchor. But when you do that, it seals in the moisture, so you can have 6 chicken legs, or I can put these ribs. This is roughly a pound of USDA choice beef back ribs, which is much, much less expensive than what's the other style of ribs? Oh, I think they might be St. Louis ribs. Anyhow, these are the less expensive style of ribs, but they'll come out wonderfully if I cook them in this covered apparatus, which is kind of a makeshift roasting pan, covered roasting pan. So that's my hack. That's the hack that I want to introduce you to. I have tried to find Corningware that's very shallow like this apparatus, but I have not been able to find Corningware that's that shallow. You can see that this is much, much thicker than this. So this confines all of that steam while I'm cooking. It confines the steam into a very small area to help it heat up quicker. And I'm also not using high heat. When I set my oven thermostat or temperature, I always set it to 315 degrees. And that's because I'm trying to avoid, what is it called? AGEs. Is it aggregated I think it's something like aggregated glycation entities, or something like that. AGEs. But they're supposed to be bad. AGEs are supposed to be bad news for the brain, and AGEs form at 350 degrees, not 315. They tend to form much more at 350 degrees or hotter, and that's why I tend to set my oven to 315 degrees in the hopes of sparing my body from having to deal with AGEs. Aggregated glycation, it's not enzymes. Anyhow, that's my hack, is you take a 9-inch Pyrex or Anchor plate and you put it onto an 11-inch Pyrex or Anchor plate, and when you're at the store, when you're at the thrift shop, you can read what it says right there. So this one was made by Anchor, and I'm trying to see where it says the size. There's the millimeters, 230 millimeters diameter. Somewhere it should say 9 inches. There it is. It's by the 9-inch right there. See if I can zoom in on it. Try to zoom away from it. Well, for whatever reason, there we go, right there. You can see it says 9-inch diameter. And if we look at the other one, this one's going to say that it is a how about we hold it up by the towel? That's not helping. Anyhow, it does say 11-inch. It's at the bottom of the marking. There we go. 11-inch. So you can see the Pyrex looks like it's upside down, but just beneath the Pyrex it says 11-inch. So an 11-inch plate on the bottom easily holds 6 chicken drumsticks, or a pound or more, a little bit more of ribs. And for me, the USDA choice beef back ribs work really well. And then you just cover that up with a 9-inch. They're both pie. These are both pie plates. But you cover that up with a 9-inch pie plate, and that will cook very nicely. And then, of course, you want to use a meat thermometer to make sure that you get to the right temperature. Pretty much, you want to target 165 degrees in the center of the thickest part of the food with the meat thermometer. And so you can see that the room temperature in here is about 75 degrees, but you would want the inside of the thickest part of the meat to say, and when you're not touching bone, you don't want to touch bone with the tip. You want it to read at roughly 165 degrees. That should be enough to kill off the majority of pathogens that the meat might have. As long as you stay at 165 degrees for, let's say, 3 to 5 minutes, any pathogens in there should be very nicely killed off. That's it. That's it for my hack with these Pyrex or anchor plates. Have a good day. Bye. Thanks for your interest. Thanks for watching. Bye.